As Maddie and Morgan chase down leads in France, the other members of the society have been called away north on urgent business. And as they have to go out of the city, they're taken the train, leaving the carriage and the horses at home. So, while all the people upstairs are away, we find the servants of the household going about their business. Beau tending to the horses, Mr. Fairburn tending to his plants, there's Bramley down in the kitchens, and James, well, overseeing the introduction to the household of a new member of staff, Jeremy Ditton, a young footman who has just been hired on. And as we see, James has just taken him down to the kitchen to show him around and properly introduce him to Mrs. Bramley down in the kitchens. Jeremy, you're very new to this. You've just started today. You've got your new uniform. You've been shown into this big, grand house, this big townhouse on Grosvenor Square. It's got a grand front with columns and steps leading up to the doors. And as you go into the house, you can see what catches your eye is a small brass plaque near the door. Just quite a discreet one that reads London Esoteric Society. But other than that, this seems to be mostly what you'd imagined or have perhaps seen from townhouses before. There's tiled floors in the hall, expensive looking rugs that look to be imported, possibly Persian style rugs. You catch a glimpse into a library as you go past. It seems to be stuffed with bookshelves and glass cases with various bits and bobs of sort of archaeological artifacts. It looks like either the people who live here now or the people who've lived here before are quite the collectors. There's paintings on the walls, and this whole hodgepodge of decoration, but you're led down the stairs and down into the kitchens where there's a smell of baking in the air.
So Jeremy is, as he probably takes stock as he saw each and everything, just take a moment to observe it without trying to delay things or make things take too long. And then he's, going to pause for a moment and just kind of say, not quietly, not loudly, a lot of interesting stuff in here, but just kind of follow his nose, to the delicious smells that.
Indeed. The lady of the house has quite a large collection.
Collection of what, though? That's none of my business. I should mind my manners. I'm sorry.
No, don't mind. We have a pretty welcoming atmosphere. Well, let's make you acquainted with Mrs. Fidelia Bramley, our cook. As I've seen, smell in the air.
That smells so good.
She'll love that compliment. And I'm going downstairs, having Mr. Ditton with me. And we'll enter the kitchen.
When you enter the kitchen, you see Missy, the scullery maid, taking a big bowl of feathers away, and Mrs. Bramley has a cleaver in her hand, and she is taking apart a chicken for dinner tonight. She's got things bubbling on the stove, the smell of scones she had just put in before starting on the chicken. So, hello, Mr. Hathaway. How can I help you?
Oh, Miss Bramley. Mrs. Bramley. I'm sorry. may I introduce Mr. Jeremy Ditton, our new footman?
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jeremy, and I could smell your wonderful cooking quite some ways away. You're quite the talent.
And
I'll
Jeremy, Missy.
Where do you want these feathers taking?
take them outside. They'll be picked up later by someone for the.
Jenny did say she wanted some more feathers for her dusters. Upstairs, Jenny.
Then set them aside. And let Jenny know that she can take her pick.
Okay. And she sets them aside and then goes to off to the scullery.
Sorry, busy prepping for our meals today. Mr. Hathaway, was there anything that's needed for upstairs?
I am not aware currently. Otherwise, how long will it be until you're ready to serve food? I think it's dinner right now. Dinner time.
No, not quite ready yet. This is dinner.
Yeah.
So,
remember, it's just the servants in the house at the moment. So this is just.
Yeah.
Okay, so
dinner.
This is going to be what, early? Early afternoon.
Yeah, early afternoon. Yeah.
All right.
We'll be having dinner at normal time. Should I have anything prepped for if the ladies will be returning?
I think it's a little bit, yes, but nothing too elaborate. I don't think they will be returning, but with them, you never know.
All right, so I'll keep it cold then for them.
Indeed. Well, we'll leave you to your workings. Mr. Ditton, would you follow me?
Of course.
We'll leave them be for a moment.
Okay, so leaving Mrs. Brownlee and Missy downstairs. Are you heading out to the stables or to the garden? Or?
I think which was the shorter way?
I think the stables are nearest.
I think we'll go to the stables then.
Okay. As you're heading through the house to the stables, you pass Jenny, the upstairs maid, with like a bucket of water. She's and a cleaning cloth, heading upstairs.
Oh,
she's probably heading into the library to do some cleaning.
Oh, Jenny, do you have a moment?
Yes, Mr. Hathaway?
I would like to introduce you to our new footman, Mr. Ditton, Jeremy. And I think Missy had some feathers for a duster or something.
They're not chicken feathers again.
I assume it's chicken feathers.
I don't want grubby chicken feathers. Begging your pardon, sir, but they're just not what I need.
Well, I think you can tell that the other two.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Jeremy.
It was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm Jeremy. Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
And we'll keep going.
Nice lot of people. I look at James and I say, James, is everyone here so pleasant and nice?
I mean, usually they are. Not every visitor is, but that tends to solve itself over time, usually.
Interesting.
It's a bit, as long as you're polite, I think everybody is going to extend the same sort of behavior to you. Well, let's go and meet Bo then. And we'll make our way out to the stables again.
Okay.
Continue way out.
As you make your way out, you see out in the stables, Bo is tending to the carriage horses.
Oh, Bo, do you have a moment?
When Bo turns around, he's covered from shoulder to knee in a thick, dark red liquid, and it's crusting, drying on his skin.
Oh, okay. What happened? And point two. May I introduce Mr. Dittens, the new footman?
Gov.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jeremy. Wonderful horses you're working with.
Yeah. Champ and Lady are the best. What work you got here?
Oh, I'm a footman.
Ah,
Really looking forward to it.
then you'll be riding here in the carriage with us. Yeah, come meet the team. And he introduced you. This one here is Champ. He's a good fella. Not necessarily a chump, but he's worthy. And his lady, she's the best. You can tell the difference she's got. A little blaze on the right front. You see there, the right hoof there. That's Lady. She's sometimes bitey, so keep clear of the front end if you know what's good for you until you get used to her.
Could I give them an apple?
Don't be spoiling them now. Maybe one per day or per week, or,
I won't spoil
don't get
them.
them used to it.
I just
No.
want them to like me.
Well, that'll come from your demeanor, and it takes some time. If you give them apples, they'll just want apples, not necessarily like you.
I see.
Well, you got some shiny shoes, I suppose.
They are the only nice thing I own at the moment.
Very well, you can climb up and down the carriage if you want and get the feel of the thing. Don't touch nothing up front where I sit. I'm the driver. My cap's up there. Just leave my stuff be. Oh, look at me. Should have cleaned up before I met company. I walk out.
It's nice to meet you, and I will take a moment to climb up there, get used to it. I don't touch any of Bo's stuff up front. And then I am going to get down, look at the horses, and I go, one day you will get an apple from me, but today is not that day. James, I like him. Seems like a straight up fellow.
Yes, he is. Just don't let him catch you giving his girls apple.
I feel like he'd probably beat the hell out of me, so I won't.
That might happen. But yeah, let's get backside and visit Mr. Fairburn. He's the gardener of this establishment. Very, very talented man. And I will lead you around to the garden.
Yeah, out to the garden where there's probably a vegetable garden along with decorative gardens. Well, it's been Mr. Fairburn's domain for so long. I'll leave it to Mr. Fairburn to decide what is in the garden.
Yeah, Mr. Fairburn's probably at the vegetable patch now, just tending to the plants.
Mr. Fairburn, do you have a moment?
Young Mr. Hathaway, of course. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I would like to introduce you, Mr. Ditton, our new footman. He's going to be helping serving the food and generally assisting me around the house.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Ditton, and he'll offer his hand to him.
I extend my hand as well and say, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Fairburn. I've never had a green thumb, so I respect your talents.
Oh, I've always had a natural talent with plants. But it'll come with practice. I should be retiring in a week or two anyhow. New blood in, new blood out.
Well, I hope you have a smooth and easy transition to the retired lifestyle.
It's been quite quiet and peaceful around here, in London at least.
I'm sure that will continue.
I've got a good feeling about this week.
I do too. Been the nicest people I've been introduced to, and it seems like a nice place. I don't quite know what an esoteric society is, and there's a lot of things that are collected, but it's better than.
I think they collect things. I'm pretty sure that's what the society does.
Well, it's good to have something to do.
I'll just get back with Tendernese. I'm pretty sure the cook needed some more beets today. Beets, potatoes, and carrots.
Miss Bramley's just making food for us and a little bit, in case they suddenly show up again. But I don't think it's going to be something over the top. But yeah.
When do you think the ladies will be returning?
That's a difficult thing to say. As far as I'm aware, they went to France, and the travel alone is quite the time. So I'm not even sure you will still be here by the time they arrive.
True.
I mean, we can just call you, right?
They will arrive when they arrive.
So they can, say goodbye.
Meanwhile, as this conversation is going on outside, back inside, Mrs. Bramley, you hear a sound coming from upstairs. So the kitchen is downstairs, and you hear from upstairs a clattering sound and a sudden shriek.
I will, excuse me. I will wipe the guts and blood off my hands with one of the towels that I have at hand. Grab my cleaver again. Missy, you go fetch Mr. Hathaway now. Seems there's been something going on upstairs. I'm gonna go check on it now. And I will go check to see if maybe Jenny knocked something over she shouldn't have.
So yeah, the sound sounded like it came from the library. And as you enter, you see Jenny's mop and bucket fallen over on the floor, and there's water sort of pooling out near the hearth, half soaked up by the rug. Jenny sort of standing there looking a little pale-faced and shaken, and lying on the ground just off the edge of the hearth looks to be one of the old bits of archaeological, what's the word I'm looking for?
Artifact?
Yeah, that one of the archaeological artifacts. Okay. Nothing that special, just a small bit of a carving of something that's fallen off and broken on the floor. Oh, Miss Bramley, I'm so sorry. I must have knocked it whilst I was mopping. Fell off. I'm so sorry.
You must be much more careful than that. Do you know how Sir Wallace was when you? Oh, you might not have known.
No.
Well, some of
Never
these
knew
things
Sir Wallace.
some of these things came from Sir Wallace, and the Miss loved her uncle much, and she might be disheartened to see it broken. I'm going to go over.
You might be able to glue it.
Well, Missy's gone to get Mr. Hathaway to help with this, but here, I will help her up. Get your rags, start sopping up this mess,
Yeah.
and I'll pick up the piece
Yes,
that broke. I'll gather it up and I'll set it on the table next to the fireplace so that it could be looked at by James when he returns. Do you need more rags?
No, I've got my mop. I'll have it cleaned up right away. I'm so sorry.
All right. Well,
it was
Mr.
an accident. Please don't take it out of my pay.
Well, that's up to Mr. Hathaway. I'm really only in charge of the kitchens, so just be more careful. Dinner will be ready at about normal time.
Yes, ma'am. And as you set the pieces on the table, you notice whatever it was seems to have shattered into quite a few pieces.
Well, I don't know if this will be fixed.
It was just a bit of old stone. Maybe they won't miss it.
Possible, or I don't know. I'll see if I can find some good glue in the pantry, and I'll leave the pieces that I was able to pick up there, and I'll go in the kitchen, try to find some glue, and then continue working on dinner.
Okay. Meanwhile, outside, Misty comes tearing down the garden. Quick! Come quick! Something awful happened! I don't know what it is, but I think something terrible happened.
Okay, but calm yourself down. I would follow him.
I would also follow, I think, because I wouldn't know what else to do with myself.
Mr. Fairburn?
Well, if you need me, you know where I am, and I'll carry on tidying up. It sounds like someone's just knocked something over.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, you head back in and you're greeted by the scene of Jenny frantically mopping up spilt water on the library floor. These broken bits of stone sat on the table next to her.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so sorry. I was cleaning and I must have knocked it over by accident. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, sir. Please don't take it out of my wages.
Look, we're not going to take it out of your wages. Okay? These things happen, but just know that if we took it out of your wages, there wouldn't probably not be wages left. You know that.
Yes,
These things are expensive. So be more careful next time.
I will, I promise.
Some of these things might even be dangerous. I'm
It's
taking
just
a
a
look.
rock.
This society is not called esoteric for no reason.
I don't know what esoteric means, Mr. Hathaway.
Just be careful.
I will.
Now take a look at the stone and try to discern how important it was and what sort of a problem we are in right now.
Okay, make me a check. I think this could be archaeology, history, appraisal. Anything else you think you've got that might be suitable?
I think the
Occult?
thing that I'd be most worried about would be either an occult or a mythos role.
Make me an occult roll. Yeah. Nothing on this strikes you. There's no particularly occult sigils on it or anything. Nothing that strikes you. It just appears to be a bit of a stone. It looks like a stone figure, maybe but like kind of lumpy. Maybe spot hidden while you're doing this. Actually, I think that's in lieu of any other roles. If in doubt, spot hidden. No, that's right. Yeah, it looks to be perhaps a vaguely humanoid, lumpy shape, but it's broken into quite a lot of pieces.
Well, we'll have to ask the missus if that poses a problem, and I'll just start putting the pieces in like a piece of cloth, and just putting them back together in like one holding.
As you put them back together, I'm not going to ask for a roll for distance. You do notice whatever this thing wasn't solid.
Wasn't solid.
It wasn't solid. It looked to have been hollow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a liquid.
Yeah, I was like for a moment, like, is it giving away or?
Good. No, it looked to have been a space inside it. Yeah, you wrap the pieces up.
So if it's been hollow, there might have been something in it. I'll take a look around the floor where I think it broke.
Nothing to be seen.
I'm not seeing anything, so well. That's a bit of hectic for the day. But well, I'll lead you through the rest of the house then.
I feel bad for her. She was so scared about her wages. It's hard when it's hard, our financial
Indeed
situation. Yeah.
She hasn't been here for long yet, so she's still, used to how other people treat their stuff.
It was an interesting thing for me to observe. I learned a lot in that moment.
Good to hear.
Shall we carry on?
Let's carry on.
Okay, so you carry on with the tour through various rooms. There's parlors and drawing room, I think there is as well. There also seems to be bedrooms for all sorts of people. So you're shown sort of where the bedrooms are for what have been called sort of the ladies of the house, so Lady Irene and Miss Carter. But there also seem to be rooms belonging to quite a number of other people who either live here permanently or live here occasionally. And then there are also servants' rooms up in here. Some down in the base, like the basement level with the kitchens, and some up in the attic level.
So many rooms. How does this place stay clean?
A lot of work.
I feel dumb having just said that aloud. But yeah, makes sense.
Oh, it's fine. The girls are a very vocabulary. Yay. Efficient bunch. Let's call it that.
I will strive to be as efficient. I can't afford to lose this job.
Well, as long as you don't start stealing the silverware, you have no reason to fear us letting you go.
When you say steal the silverware, chuckles. Oh,
Metaphorically speaking.
metaphorically speaking, of course. Okay. I didn't know whether to be offended. I think I'll like it here.
I hope so too.
While you're getting this, sorry.
I was going to say a footman. I'm a proper footman. I'm very pleased.
While this
That's-
tour is going, we go back down to the stables, where Bo, I think you cleaned yourself up a bit now, or are you still light to behold?
Well, Bo would have drawn a bucket full of water and just sort of rinsed himself off. There are still runny red spots all over, clearly remnants of blood. But yeah, he's cleaner.
As you clean yourself up, you hear a sound over the horses. You hear this kind of wicker and whinny and the noises of like, I'm trying to remember my terms for horse noises here and revealing my deep and utter lack of horse knowledge. Essentially, the sounds of distressed horses. Like, you know, they've seen something terrifying, like a paper bag or a leaf or a slightly funny shaped stick.
Okay, so Bo runs back in there as quick as I can, and alarmed because they don't usually act this way.
And you see a lady sort of backing away back in her stall, sort of.
Okay,
Really
I'm gonna
startled,
look
sort of eyes
for.
rolled back.
Sure, I'm gonna look around for what's causing this.
Make me a spot hidden roll, please.
Okay.
Nothing. There's no obvious cause of this.
All right, I'm gonna pull an apple out of my pocket and go up to her. It's okay, lady. Calm down, lady. Be good, lady. Be good. And pull out an apple like I feed them apples all the time.
Okay, give me an animal handling check. I'm giving you a bonus die for this, so that's the purple one. For apples. Oh, yeah, even with the apple, lady, like, she's clearly spooked.
How is Champ?
Less spooked, but still unsettled.
I'm going to open her gate and, take her by the lead and take her out and walk her out to the front while I'm looking everywhere for the cause.
Nothing. Everything is as you left it.
Does she seem to calm down once she's out of her stall?
She's calmed a little, and as you're walking her out, you see Samuel coming over.
Hey, Sammy.
Oh, are the horses okay? I could hear them. They seemed panicked about something.
I know. Couldn't see nothing. Can you?
I'll have a look around as well. I'll have a look around and have a look at the horses as well, because I've got
Aye.
animal handling.
Yeah, make me an animal handling check. There's no sign of anything. Like,
I'm just sort of checking the animals to see if they're okay, sort of thing.
Yeah, animal handling. No, these are
No, nothing at all. I don't know what could have spooked them.
nerved.
She don't even want no apple. Dunno.
That's not like them. They have apples all the time.
Sammy, think you can handle Champ? Pull him out here for me while I come, lady.
I should manage that.
Thanks.
And I'll lead Champ to somewhere else, probably just outside.
Yeah, you got the stables. You got a little bit of a yard.
So chances are I've led him into the yard just for a walk around before heading back.
Thanks, Sammy. I think we'll just let them come for a moment. If you need me to take them both, I will, or you can help me if you got the time.
I'll help you if you need help.
So we'll just walk the horses for a few circles until they seem to settle.
And they do. After there's a bit of walking about, the horses calm back down.
If we approach the stable again, do they start acting up?
No, they've calmed. They're happy to be led back into their stalls.
Real good, Sammy. We did it. They seem fine.
Seemed to work. Perhaps I just got spooked by something I thought I saw.
Didn't see nothing.
Perhaps there wasn't anything there to see.
Maybe not. Yeah. See you at supper.
See you later, and I'll help with getting Champ in his stall, and then I'll return to the garden.
Okay, as you return to the garden, would you make me a spot hidden check, please?
Can I actually spend luck on that roll?
Oh, if you want to, yes.
I think, seeing we failed everything we've rolled so far, one success might be a good idea.
I thought new characters were going to come with, like, starting good luck, but yes, you can spend some luck to make that a success.
Okay, I'll spend the 8 points to get a success on that.
Okay, as you head back out to the garden, by now it's, we're mid-afternoon, the sun's still shining, but you see movement in the azalea bushes. There's a rustling of the leaves. There's just some small animals scurrying through. There's a rat.
Nothing to worry about.
It's London. There's rats everywhere.
Plenty of rats around London.
But the rest of the afternoon miles away, and people are tending to their jobs. Jenny mops up the rest of the water in the library and finishes her cleaning. Missy is busy scrubbing some of the big pots down in the scullery. And it comes to dinner time. None of the society members have returned. It's still just the servants. There's been no indication of their return either, although sometimes they just do turn up without warning and demanding scones.
There's always scones prepared.
Yeah, you now have to have a rota of eternal fresh scones because you never know when someone might walk through the door, like covered in blood and soot, and saying, "Where are the scones?" Yeah, you sit down for dinner. That's the 5 of you plus the 2 maids.
Oh, I think I know what might have startled the horses. I heard some small animal out in the garden just scurrying about in some of the plants. It's very likely it was just a rat.
Rat.
Or something like that. Or perhaps even a small fox, who knows? It may have surprised them.
Fox could be. No matter. They're fine. They're fine.
That's good.
Oh boy, this Miss Fidelia. Excellent scone, as always. Thanks.
Oh, yes. Well, wait until you try the chicken. Actually, I think it might be time. Missy, do you want to pull the chicken out of the oven? Should be ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fairborn, I understand that you are to be retiring soon. Have you figured out where you might be looking to be?
Haven't decided yet. I have a few places in mind. I've been here for quite some time now. It just seems I've been here forever.
Oh, you were here when I first came here.
Yeah, it's a nice household.
Yes.
Everything runs smoothly.
Oh, it's nothing like it used to be. You remember the parties that Sir Wallace used to have?
I tended the gardens and avoided the parties.
Oh, you've had to help with getting the produce sometimes.
That's very true. Those were busy days.
Is he?
Is he
Beautiful.
he
Always
was
good.
murdered, right? That's what I was told. The Wallace, the old... the man who used to have his house before I started working here.
It's a dreadful night. We had all, I believe, weren't we all given a night off, Mr. Hathaway?
I think so, yes.
No.
I don't think everyone was, because I think one of the servants got devoured by the sludge monster in the basement.
Wasn't it the previous cook?
The what?
It was...
Whoa, hold on. No, whoa.
This is out of character.
This is
out of
I think
character,
either
Oh, thank
the scullery
God.
maid or one member of staff that stayed on to like take care of the dinner party
Got eaten in the kitchen.
got eaten by the kitchen.
Okay, I was gonna say Jeremy quits. That's
So, so I
we're
think
done.
that must have been either like the other cook who, but yes, they died in the
It
scullery.
was Mrs. Bramley's, the cook when Mrs. Bramley was her assistant cook or something.
Yeah, that's how she got Klingon promotion.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to screw everything up. I was just like, oh, well, really brazen about this. Okay.
That was a horrible night, but
Wasn't here. Was with me bruv. Having a pint. Should have been here. Ain't been out since.
Oh, we didn't work there then. Sorry, timeline stuff. That was before Bo's time.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. It's alright. A lot of complicated when servants were taken on. So yeah, as you, it's like this awkward silence falls on this dinner. I'd like everyone to make me a listen check, please. So, most of you are completely oblivious to this, but Jeremy, as you're sat listening to Jenny talk about, the last person who owned this house being murdered, and Bramley looking a little unnerved by the mention of that night, you hear this scrabbling noise behind you from the wall. Sounds like it's coming from within the wall.
I put down my food and I shh.
Whoa.
Something scrambled. Shh. In the wall. There's something in the wall.
I don't hear anything.
Me neither.
It's in
I
the
can't
wall.
hear anything.
I think you're all bad at listening. It's definitely in the wall.
I get up and put my ear to the wall.
There's nothing to hear. It's silent.
Anyways, dinner. Here, and I'll pass the chicken over to Mr. Hathaway and a carving knife. You can carve up the chicken for us tonight.
I will do so. And do I have to say that smells divine? And I'll start carving up the chicken, equal parts for everybody, and distribute it to the according plates. Everybody gets their own table.
Mr. Hathaway.
Yeah.
You'll pick up some rat poison tomorrow.
That's probably a good idea. We might even have some left over. The Mrs. had bought an absurd amount quite a while ago.
Maybe down cellar.
Yeah, probably.
I'll go check in a moment.
I strongly suggest getting a couple of cats as well.
But you need big cats for this rat, hey Sammy. He thought it was big as a fox.
Something was there.
Sounds like you need a gun for these rats.
That's a good
Let's see.
rapper.
Well, yeah, I would say if not a cat, then you're ratting a dog. A ratting dog.
I could borrow the Barclays terrier. See if he would stick round here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do
That might
that
work.
in the morning. Yeah, aye. Well, good food, Mrs. Fidelia.
It's an old house. That noise you heard before, Mr. Ditton, may have just been the settling of the beams or something.
Possible, but regardless, we.
Something troubling you, Miss Fidelia.
Well, it's just
Aye.
I'm missing the things back from when Sir Wallace was alive.
What?
Well, I was here. Wilfred was here. And, sometimes it was nice having lots of people in the house.
Well, Miss Fidelia, could be worse. Could always be worse.
Well, the next time we have a lot of people there, I'm just going to remind you of exactly those words when you could use a couple more arms.
Of course. We could always use more arms and hands and bodies in the kitchen when it comes to having lots of people over. But, it was more fun then, too.
Yeah, a lot of purpose in doing the job if you have, it's a lot of stress, too, but a lot of...
Sometimes it's hard to keep Missy busy.
Well, I'm pretty busy, Mom.
They'll be back soon.
I'm
And
here.
we'll...
I'm new. I'm here. I'm new.
Yes, you are. And the missus also found a couple of new friends. I mean, it's basically at the same rate as other friends left, but technically there could be the possibility that we get a bit of a fuller house anymore in the future. It's just the Mrs. Young compared to her uncle. And
Has she finally found someone she's willing to settle with?
oh,
Not that I should be nosy or anything of that nature, but
I think I have lost all hope in that regard. But you never know. Wonders happen every day.
I mean, she stopped locking herself in the room with lighting 100 candles at least.
What?
she had quite a scare a while ago, and now she has this fear of the dark a little. I've had to start making some candles out of the tallow we keep, so that we can cut costs on purchasing the nice candles.
Jeremy goes back to his chicken. He's just like, no, I'm not. Just back to his chicken. This is fantastic. The way that it's cooked and hot and tastes like it's not rubbery. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. That I feel like I should know how to cook a chicken.
I feel like you definitely know how to cook a chicken. Like you have cooked many a chicken. You're good at it.
I'm so tempted now to ask you to make a cooking roll for the actual quality of this chicken.
Okay. That's an extreme success.
Sometimes the dice fall where you want them to. An extreme success. Yes, this is an exceptionally good chicken.
Jeremy is trying to not just eat like a voracious person or like he has a voracious appetite and he was just recently living in poverty, but it's really hard. It's just such a good chicken.
The food is always great here. Mrs. Bramley is a talented cook.
Oh, this is so much better than my last job.
I mean, even if you to normal standards, this is pretty great.
Mrs. Fidelia, I was thinking maybe I could build a little chicken coop out back and raise up some here if you think we need some to have on hand, you know?
That would be wonderful. Some egg chickens?
Sure. And when they get old, some eaten chickens.
Sounds wonderful. Although we'll need don't overdo yourself, because then we'll have to hire, and I'm going to look at Mr. Hathaway, we'll have to hire someone to help you.
Chickens is easy, I think. I done it when I was a kid.
I don't think that should be a problem, even if we end up having to get a couple of my hands.
Will we be seeing Mr. Fireborn? Will you be training a replacement?
Could be. I haven't heard of anyone being brought to me to be trained up. Safway, do you know if they plan to have like a junior gardener? Perhaps for my last week or so? I could train up.
We've been still looking. We'll find somebody to replace you. And
hopefully they're as good with the plants as you are. These herbs that you've grown for us they're part of the reason why this chicken tastes so good.
Well, I don't think they'd be as good as me. But I can train them and I can try to be. For them to aim.
It'll take them a while. And once they're as old as you are, they'll be as good as you are.
You never know.
Sammy ain't
We'll never
old.
know.
He's experienced.
Yeah, as the conversation over dinner continues for some time. Until dinner time is over and it's time to wash up the pots and finish up the last chores and then head to bed, ready for a bright and early start the next morning. There's still plenty of work to be done. And I assume, are you all live-in servants? Or do any of you have families of your own you would be going home to?
Live in.
I live in the barn, stay in the loft. Most nights.
Okay, so both in the loft.
I think technically Bo has a room in the house, but he might just not use it.
He might store things inside, but he tends to like the company of horses a little better than people. That way he won't get in trouble.
I suspect there's probably quarters enough for all the servants.
Yeah, there's plenty of quarters for them. So, I think Mr. Fairborn's would probably be. You're probably downstairs. As would be the butler's room, so James's. I think the footman's quarters and the maid's quarters are up in the attic in smaller rooms, like up a lot of stairs. Would the cook, would she be upstairs or downstairs?
The cook would probably be downstairs near the kitchens.
Okay.
As would the scullery.
Yeah, so the two maid. Well, no. Okay, does that leave just Jenny up in the attic rooms? I think the maids probably share a room upstairs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would be up. Jeremy would definitely be living.
So there's Jeremy's room, and then the room for Missy and Jenny is upstairs.
Yeah. How old is Jeremy, especially in relation to the two maids?
I'm 19.
Okay. I
believe there is a door that separates the men's quarters from the women's quarters.
Yeah. There's separate rooms for the maids and the different. Yeah.
I would still make acutely sure that he should.
Yeah. Jenny's probably about 19 or 20. Missy, the servant maid, is younger. Like 15 or so. As you head up or down to your various rooms, I'd like everyone to make me a luck roll here.
Luck?
Luck.
That's a fail for me.
I like my roll.
Okay. 2 lucky people and 3 failures. Let's see, who rolled the highest? Oh, joint highest.
I think somebody has a higher luck value than I.
Yes. So, as you all head to your rooms for the night, settle down. You know, you've had a hard-working day. Head out in need of a good night's rest. Darkness falls over the house. Drift into sleep. Samuel, will you be so kind as to make me a listen roll, please? This is a sleeping listen roll.
Not a success yet.
No, not a success yet. So Samuel, you're sleeping deeply, and then you are awoken by the feeling of something crawling over your face. You feel these insectoid-like limbs moving over your face, down over your forehead, down along
I'll
the
just
bridge
pat it off with
of
my
your
hand and
nose.
jump out of bed.
Okay, so usually back of this thing goes back into your... Maybe...
It'd be like a panic reaction, as if a spider's just landed on you, just jump up.
Yeah, give me a fighting roll, please.
I might get lucky.
You
and
have
get
a
success.
bonus die on this because it is on your face.
Let's see, fight and brawl.
So it's a success. As you batter this thing off your face, it lands on its back on the floor, and you see it's about the size of a large rat. Actually, a little bit larger. It's probably about this big. It's got these multiple insectoid-like limbs, almost like a spider, but with many, many more limbs, sort of twisting and twitching in the air. On top of this.
How big did you say it was?
Larger than a rat, about this big.
Well, what I'll do, I'll grab.
And twist on the floor. I need you to make me a sanity roll as you look at this thing. Its body seems to be composed of just many these eye-like structures. And
Fail.
you did. Would you kindly roll me 1d6, please, here? Okay. You lose 3 points of sanity as you back away from this thing. This thing rights itself and goes scampering off, sort of towards the edge of the room, sort of scampering out under your bed into the shadows.
Well, I'll grab something nearby. I'm just wondering whether he'd have any gardening implements in here. I don't think he would he? Oh, you never know. Well, more likely the tools and that would be kept in a shed.
Entirely up to you.
Maybe a shoe with a wooden sole.
Yeah, if you got a shoe.
Oh, there will be shoes, but what I'll look for is I've probably got a heavy book or something. I've probably been writing.
It's whilst you sort of shied away from it in shock, it's scampered off into the shadows under your bed.
And it did look a bit strange.
Very strange. This was no natural spot. This was a multi-legged creature, only vaguely arachnoid in form, but definitely not a spider.
I'll probably put on like a dressing gown or something along those lines, just over whatever I'm wearing, and I'm just wondering about the lighting.
There's a small amount of moonlight coming in through the window. I mean, that's what you're seeing by at the moment.
If there's
I don't think you've had
lamp.
gas lights installed in this house yet, have you?
No.
I think it's a deliberate choice if you've not got gas lighting.
I think Mr. Hathaway's room's probably not that far away. Probably a short distance away. Or
Yeah.
I'll back out of the room, keeping an eye on where the creature went, and close the door, and I'll go to Mr. Hathaway's room and knock on the door.
Okay, as you go to knock on James's door, I think this is probably a good point to go to break before I forget to go to break. So we will see you all in 10 minutes' time and see how this night goes. Back in 10. We are back. So, where we left off, Samuel had been awoken by something on his face in the darkness. He might have shook whatever it was off and it went scampering off under the bed. Then he's gone to knock on James's door. As you're doing this, James and Fidelia, could you both give me listen rolls, please? You two are within potential earshot of this. Bo is out in the stables and Jeremy is currently upstairs.
Tis a fail.
You're both sleeping soundly until Samuel, as you knock. James, you're awoken by Samuel knocking on your door.
A moment. I'll grab like a cloak and throw it over my sleeping gown and open the door. Yes.
Huh?
Oh, Sam.
I'm sorry to bother you. I wouldn't normally do this, but I saw something strange in my room.
What sort of strange?
It didn't seem to be a natural creature. It was like insectoid, like a bug, but not quite. But much bigger than it should be. It's bigger than a rat. I think it could have been what spooked the horses. It was crawling over my face when I woke up. Managed to chase it off and back off, and it scampered under my bed.
Do we have weaponry in our house that we can feasibly take?
What kind of weaponry are we talking about? You don't have any guns.
Not a shotgun.
No, you don't need a shotgun. You're in London. Like, not going to be any sort of.
Not even if Sir Wallace wanted to go for shooting parties.
That would be. Whatever happened to Sir Wallace's guns? You know, there've been several years since he lived here.
Yeah.
I don't know if the cavalry saber was ever returned to the wall where it was on display, but I doubt
I think
it.
Lady Irene has probably kept hold of that.
In fact, actually, I think that after the cavalry saber incident, the ceremonial weaponry might have been removed from the wall where it was previously on display. So
It might be removed from the walls, but I might know where it is stored.
You've got your tools. You've got anything you can. You know. You don't have any You don't have any guns. You've got whatever weapons you can improvise.
Levers, kitchen implements.
Yeah.
A pallet for tenderizing meat, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's. Should we wake up the house for that? I don't think so. Especially the ones. Ah, boy.
I'm gonna get a big shovel.
Yeah, go and get the big shovel. I think. Who of the ones that have been working in this house have seen stuff, and I know that they have?
Most of the people who've worked in the house that have seen stuff are dead.
Could I try a mythos roll?
Yes, I'm gonna say the only person you know who might know something is Samuel, but he is insistent that nothing happens in the garden usually.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Now you, wherever this is, it's outside of your knowledge of the mythos comes mainly from overhearing, or not necessarily overhearing, but from being in conversation with Sir John, and you can't help but pick up some of the stuff he would have mentioned.
Some of the strange terms I may have overheard, but
Yes.
not necessarily have any
But
real knowledge.
nothing to do with whatever this is.
Okay.
We could get some probably items from the kitchen, fire pokers.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
I'm gonna get the heavy cleaver from the kitchen. You go grab the big shovel, and we'll. I mean, if you could, swipe it from your face, it's probably not that dangerous, right?
Oh, it's quite small, but it was certainly a surprise to have something crawling over my face. Was this big? Is it?
Yeah.
Great.
Like a large cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell James how it is this big.
Sure. Okay.
It may have been what I heard in the garden and could have spooked the horses.
Yeah, and it's well, never mind. Yeah, let's go get the implements. I would also like to make a mythos roll, and potentially have overheard something.
Yeah, you can.
And I
Again,
have not, but that was a nice result.
You've heard snatches of conversation. As you come in and out with scones and seen things, books lying open on the table.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with whatever this is. Nothing.
How inconvenient that they're gone. Well,
It's only small. We should be able to deal with it.
it's gonna be fine.
So as you're going to get the shovel from the garden. You're getting the cleaver from the kitchen. As you head out, are you making any attempt to wake up any of the others downstairs, or are you?
I think it'll be a good idea to wake anyone else downstairs, just in case it gets out of the room.
Yep. So
Okay.
I'll make
Yeah.
awake Mrs. Fidelia. You go grab Bo.
Yeah.
The others are upstairs. They should be fine.
To be fair, probably be able to get the shovels and things like that on the way to see Bo.
Good. We'll see each other in front of your room. I'll go grab the cleaver and knock on Mrs. Fidelia's door, but keep the cleaver on the side so it don't stand in the doorway like a madman.
How loudly do you knock on the door?
Loudly enough to wake her.
All right. I will throw on my dressing gown and open the door. Try, to be as modest as I can. Oh, Mr. Hathaway, what's something to be concerned? Did the ladies arrive?
No, they did not. But there has been a concerning incident at Sam's resting place. There's been like a insect creature the size of a rat, and I'm not sure whether that is dangerous or not, and I would like it removed before before something happens. Mr. Samuel was able to, swipe it off his face when it crawled on him. But it seems to be shut in his room, and I thought, in case it escapes, the two of us are going to wake everybody that's downstairs.
All right.
And probably knowing that I was going to come to you, having 2 cleavers of the big ones for like chopping bones and stuff, and hand you one.
Am I to help dispose of it?
I'm not sure how dangerous it is, and I thought having the cleaver in hand might be better than not having it. But yeah, let's go on that together. I'm not sure. I've heard about stuff and I'm a bit worried.
There is a very confused look on Mrs. Bramley's face, but she'll nod and gesture the way with her empty hand.
Yep. And I'll walk towards Mr. Samuel's.
I'll make a point of closing my room before leaving so that nothing can go into it while I'm there.
Okay. So meanwhile, Samuel, did you say you were going to get Bo?
Yes, I'll head to the barn, which is his usual hangout, and I'll just knock on the barn door, not really loudly. I don't want to disturb the horses that much, but hopefully it'll be loud enough to wake Bo.
Who's there?
Oh, it's Samuel.
Sammy?
Sorry to wake you. I think we found what disturbed the horses. It's something rather strange about the size of a cat. It looks like a weird large insect. I don't know where it could have come from.
Bloody. What? You got it? You caught it?
We've cornered it. It It woke me when I was trying to sleep. It was crawling over my face. So I knocked it off, and it ran and hid under my bed. So I went to wake Mr. Hathaway up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sammy, just a mo. I open up the door. What can I do to help you, Sam?
I think the aim is to kill it. That's why I've got this, and I've got like they got a shovel.
I've got pitchforks. There's a wooden yoke that had broken in half that I was planning to fix eventually, and I grab half of it like a club. I got this. Think we need a fork, Sammy?
Could do. I'll would have grabbed probably a hand scythe or something like that as well.
Aye, you got your weapon. Let's see what we can do.
I've never seen anything like this before. I'm not even
Sounds
sure
odd.
what it was.
You sure? A bug the size of a cat?
Yeah, something along those lines. It was like this big, and
Not just dreaming, eh, Sammy?
no,
Right then.
I've no idea what it could be. It doesn't seem natural.
Aye. Did you wake up us? Or just me?
Yes, I woke Mr. Hathaway up, and he was going to wake Mrs. Bramley, but we probably should wake up Jeremy, perhaps.
The footman. Aye. Well then. Let's go, shall we?
Well, let's meet up with Mr. Hathaway first, and someone can wake Mr. Ditton up.
Are you
This
Was
joining
it
up?
in your room, is it?
It was. I'd shut the door on it, and it hid under my bed.
Yeah, so you join up with James and Mrs. Bramley outside the door to Samuel's room, and they're stood cleavers in hand and waiting.
Anybody want a pitchfork? Just in case. Don't stab me in the foot, mind.
The cleaver is most comfortable in my hand. I'll stick with this.
I think so
It would
too.
need more help. It was about the size of a cat. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
You'd be
Better
surprised what a
stuff.
cleaver can do.
It should be fine as long as it doesn't escape us. And if it does, we'll wake up everyone and, turn the house upside down.
Probably
the
need some
footman?
light.
The footman, Sammy.
I mean, if you think Mr. Ditton is a good help in this, I'm not sure if I want to involve somebody that new to something that potentially disturbing.
It was very disturbing.
Let's get it. Squish it, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Well, I'm
So
going
you're
to open the
going
door.
in?
Should we get some lighting? Lanterns or something? Light up the...
I'll take
nearby?
care of that. I'll go.
Or just light up
back.
the area nearby?
This house has a lot of lanterns.
I've gone and gotten a couple of the oil lanterns and lit them,
Yeah.
and brought them back.
The oil light, this cool golden light spills out into the room. You can see the dark shadowed space under the bed. No sign of any movement from there yet.
Let's position one on the floor so it shines below the bed.
And you see lights shining out into the gap under the bed. To see
Now-
under the bed, you're gonna have to get it down.
Yep.
I'll just lift the bed up.
Is it? Really?
There.
I'll be
Give me a
ready.
strength roll.
Just one end. I'm gonna lift one
Yeah.
end. All right. Strength
I'll,
roll.
Yeah.
I'll just wait outside the door because the rooms aren't all that big.
No, this is a small room.
So-
This is. Yeah, you lift the end of the bed up and there's nothing underneath it. What there is a hole in the wall.
There's your rat hole, Sammy.
Like a large
That's-
rat hole.
Big
Oh.
Hole under the bed.
Wait a minute. Does it look like it's been gnawed through, or
Yes.
it's pre-existing, or
It
freshly?
looks- there's plaster crumbled on the floor around it.
So, wow. That's quick work. That.
And
We'll
now
probably have to wake the whole house.
Yeah, we'll have
We're
to
going
wake
to
the
cut-
house.
upstairs. Can I have a listen roll off Jeremy, please?
I want to say no, but I know that I can't.
You can always say no. It's an automatic failure.
The automatic failure would have been better.
Oh man.
Jeremy. Sleeping so deeply after your first day in the new job. The dreams take a strange turn. There's something in your dreams crawling its way up your body, his legs sort of moving over you and up onto your face, and you feel these things like these claws sort of curling around your ears, getting close to your eyes and the corners of your mouth. And then you awake, realize that not all was a dream. It's completely dark. This thing is over your face, its claws dug in around the edges, and you can feel it. Its claws, its pincers reaching close to your eyes, even though you can't see in the darkness, as this thing has blocked out all light. Give me a sanity roll, please.
Oh.
Despite the circumstances, you only lose a single point of sanity. You have this moment to work out what the hell you're going to do. This briefest second to act.
I am going to go for my lucky pocket knife that I always have near me and try to stab or carve up whatever it is that's attacking me.
Give me a fighting brawl. You have a bonus to attack it because it is on your face and it is hard to miss your face.
That's purple, correct?
Yes. That is a success. Roll me the damage for your pocket knife. I think I put it on your sheet. If you scroll down. If not, I believe it's 1d4 plus your damage bonus. Okay. Your pocket knife digs into this thing and it lets out this shrieking, squealing cry. Louder than seems right for something so small. It echoes down through the house. And as
I'm gonna scream at it as well. I got you, you motherfucker!
As the people downstairs are peering at this newly clawed hole in this wall, you hear this shrieking cry echo down from the top floor of the
Upstairs.
house.
Fidelian's going to take off upstairs using the servant stairs, which will... And then she'll go into the women's side of the thing to check on the girls.
It's going to take you a couple of rounds to get up the stairs. You're going to the bottom of the house to the very top of the house.
That's fine.
Okay, so Fidelia's running for the servant stairs. What's everyone else downstairs doing?
I'm running upwards towards the men's section because I think I heard Jeremy yelling. So I'm going to take... the 7 stairs are probably going to be faster. And whatever that yell and that screeching noise was is probably not going to get away that fast. So 7 stairs and try to reach it fast. Okay. Maximum speed.
I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm following directly behind Mr. Hathaway.
I'll be heading straight that way as well. The quickest way we can get to the scream.
For everyone who's running up the stairs, you have 2 choices here. These are steep servant stairs. You can move up them at the usual, fairly quick pace that you would climb the stairs, and in that case, it's going to take you 2 rounds to get to the top. Or you can really try and scramble at tops. Actually, no, 3 rounds to get to the top at normal speed, though. Quite a tall house. Or you can really scramble and put on an extra burst of speed, but I'm going to ask for a dexterity roll, because these are steep, narrow staircases, and that will cut it down to 2 rounds.
Yeah, fast as possible.
Okay.
That's a success for all 3 of us.
All 3 of you who rolled.
I am going to stop, let Sam run past me, and try to listen to see if it's scrambling back through the walls.
Okay, give me a listen roll.
Okay. Terrible at this.
There's no sound of it scrambling back through the wall. The sounds are still coming from upstairs. And we're going to go back to Jeremy. This thing is still on your face. It is... You can feel this ichorish blood dripping down to you, and it is going to try and sink its pincers into you. Now, it is latched onto your face at this point due to your being a very heavy sleeper. So any attempt to dodge or fight back is going to be at a penalty.
I would say he would try to fight back.
Okay, give me a fighting brawl with a penalty die. You've got a very high bar to beat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you have a penalty die.
You have a penalty die, though.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So
I don't think we can replicate two.
Come on, roll a one.
You can either roll a purple or just do a straight reroll.
Nah.
That was if I had, you did say penalty, but that would have been very lucky otherwise. But no, you try and fight back, slashing at this creature as it sinks its pincers around the sides of your face. You can feel your own blood starting to trickle down.
I'm gonna scream
in your face. And
motherfucker's biting me! Ah!
You will take 4 points of damage.
That is a considerable amount of my health.
It is. And everyone else, as you're hurrying up the stairs, it comes round to Jeremy's turn.
Well,
if it matters, Tiss, I'm gonna bolt up the stairs when I hear him scream.
Okay, give me that dex roll to try and cut the speed of the stair.
Okay. Dex.
Hey, okay, continue. You're catching up with the others, making good pace.
so Jeremy is going to try to get out of bed, and since this thing is wrapped all around him, I'm just going to try to run face first into a wall.
Okay, that's definitely yeah. Trying to think what is the appropriate role for running in first into a wall. It's usually the result of failing a roll. I'd say, in the interest of simplicity, you can make this a dodge or a fighting brawl, unless you can think of a better running into a wall skill. This is less for running into a wall, but running into a wall correctly with enough force to do anything.
I think an unarmed brawl would probably make the most sense.
Yeah.
Do I have disadvantage or
No, this is a straight roll.
Oh Lord. Can I describe this? Because I know exactly how this happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am successful in getting out of bed and getting onto my feet. But what I'm not successful in is forgetting that I put down one of my bags right by the edge of the bed. So I trip down on that, fall flatward onto my side, which makes it that much easier for the thing to get its grips into me.
You're down on the ground.
You are muted.
Down on the ground with this thing sinking its claws into the edge of your face.
And I would imagine I now have a foot that's tangled up in the sheet because of how I landed.
Foot tangled in the sheet. So the rest of you running up the stairs, you hear this loud thud as the creature is going to sink its claws in deeper. You can try and carry on fighting back and clawing it off your face if you wish, or
I think my failure was so epic in nature that I shouldn't be able to fight back. I should just be pathetic.
Okay. In which case, my other D4 fell on the floor. I need to get another one. Okay. Only 1 point of damage this time. As this thing, you can feel. Almost it feels very stunk in your face. It's starting to suck at the blood and the ichor. And it's so close. I'm going to actually have a look for all actually at this point. Jeremy. You're muted.
Give you a what now? I'm sorry.
A luck roll.
A luck roll. Okay. Oh.
As it's in its attack, one of its pincers you feel as it sinks into your eye.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And there's sort of agonizing pain, and the blood starts running down, and everyone else still running up the stairs. As Jeremy, it is your turn once more. You are on the floor. This thing is sinking pincers into your eyes. You have disappeared entirely.
As
You've got one more action before the rest of them come running in.
I am, you know what, I'm going back to the knife because the whole running thing did not go very well.
Yeah. You're missing. At this point, the pain is too much. Like you're not managing to hit it, and everyone else is running up the stairs. I think Bo was at the back, definitely. I think Fidelia heads upstairs. She's heading towards the maid's room, right? Not towards.
Correct. I was going to wake them to have them take care of anything that we might possibly need in the moment.
Okay, so you peel off towards the maid's room, which means I think James is the first through the door. And what you see is Jeremy down on the floor, his foot tangled up in these sheets, and this thing on his face. I need a sanity roll from you, first of all.
I'm not even gonna stop. I'm just gonna run in and swing the cleaver at the thing, hoping to just get it off.
Okay. Give me a fighting roll with the cleaver. I don't think I have cleaver damage on your sheet, so I'm going to have to ask, what's the damage for a cleaver, Fidelia?
I have one question.
Yes?
Sharp side or blunt side?
Sharp side. I'm trying to chop this thing. Yep. I don't think there's a lot of time to Oh yeah, the perfect roll. Everything else, I would have spent as much luck as possible, but that is a fumble.
You know how I said, so long as you don't fumble? You then followed that by fumbling. Please roll me the damage for a cleaver. Is it? I don't think it's on your sheet. Fidelia, what is the cleaver damage if you scroll down? I think I put it on yours. I didn't put it on James's.
I believe it is a 1d8.
Okay, 1d8 plus your damage bonus, James, please.
That is just a 2, and my damage bonus is nothing.
Nothing. So, Jeremy, you take 2 points of damage, and you can't see what's going on, but you hear footsteps running into the room, and then this cleaver blow goes by, and it slices into the top of your shoulder, and then blood running down your arm as well.
I'd like to point out that I added, just before the game started, the phobia of spiders. Poor Jeremy didn't.
I did not see
Perfect
that.
timing.
And now he has a phobia of cleavers as well.
So, yeah, as Samuel, you're second through the door, just in time to see James missing wildly with this cleaver and this creature on Jeremy's face. You don't have to make a sanity roll because you've already seen this thing. But what are you going to do?
I'm going to try and grab it and remove it. Is it got like spiked claw, arachnid like legs digging into him? That's what I'm imagining.
And this bulbous body that almost seems to be made mostly of eyes.
What I'll try to do is to grab it, to basically pull it off him, but try to do so without doing any more damage. Just pull the legs out of.
Yeah, give me a fighting brawl. I think you're pulling this thing off.
Is that with advantage or without? Or
without. No. There's no bonus here.
I'll spend 8 more luck, actually.
Okay. You pull this thing from Jeremy's face, and as you do, it comes away with this wet, popping noise. And as you pull this thing away, there's blood dripping from the edge of Jeremy's face and from his left eye socket.
I'll try and keep hold of it, because the plan is to remove it, then put it on the floor and try and secure it with, like,
yeah, you
keeping hold of it.
Wriggling and twitching in your hands and writhing as Bo, you come through the door and you see Jeremy down on the ground bleeding. Samuel.
What the devil?
Jeremy, you have
What
taken a
the
major
devil?
wound at this point, by the way, in case it wasn't clear.
What the devil? You got it, Sammy. What could you do, Sammy? Holding my club.
Hit it.
Give it here, Sammy.
I'm trying to hold it towards him so he can swipe at it.
Come on.
I'll swing like a baseball bat. Cricket bat.
And I'll try to position it so he can as it's writhing about.
Okay, give me a fighting brawl as I look up club damage.
I got it, Sammy. I got it.
Okay, that is 1d8 plus your damage bonus, which for Bo is... I think Bo might actually have a positive one.
Does the hard
yep.
success increase the damage, or...?
No.
No.
It just would beat it, opposed if it's dodging, which it's not because it's in your hands. But you have 1d8 plus 1d4, Bo, for damage.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize. I don't know how to roll dice on here.
Okay. You know what?
Would you roll them for me?
I will.
I have actual dice that I could roll.
It's just a matter of typing in. But,
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
That is 6 points of damage total. I think.
I got
Is
it. I got
enough. There's this splattering noise. This thing as it's held in your hands, Samuel. As its body is, well, its legs are insect with its body is quite wet, and it just almost seems to pop. More like if you'd hit a large pile of grapes with
Sort of like a
cricket
leech with
bat.
legs.
Yeah. And as this splatter Icarus material down onto the ground.
Is that the only one, Sammy?
That was a
Gives
good
the
hit.
last couple of twitches and falls still.
That thing is disgusting.
Not seen anything like this before.
Good
Next.
crap, though.
I'll be yelling after Fidelia. I'm just gonna yell Fidelia with the
Fidelia, next door you see Misty and Jenny both sat up, sort of staring. Like, Miss Brownlee, what's going on? I heard there was noise. I woke up, there was...
It seems some sort of insect or rat got into the house and was crawling through the walls, and it seems to have gotten into Jeremy's room. And he sounds hurt. Jenny, I need you to fetch me warm water and some cleaning, some clean cloths so that we can deal with his injuries. Missy, go get the medical kit that we keep in the kitchen. I don't know what kind of injuries, so we might need some salves or something.
Yes, they both go hurrying off. Jeremy, I need you to make me a constitution roll, please. You're down on the ground, writhing in pain. And still conscious.
That's the way. I'm tearing his sheets into strips and start wrapping it around his eye and his head so it's a huge eye patch.
It got my eye. It got my eye.
Sorry about your sheets, Mr. Hathaway.
Be sorry about my eye.
Sorry, footman. That hurts. But we got it.
Got me.
I'm gonna carry him down, or yeah, pretty much carry him downstairs to a place where we can see better.
Okay.
thought.
Is there a hole in the wall underneath the bed or nearby?
Yes. It looks to have clawed its way out through the wall.
Very quietly, also.
Oh no, it was making a whole load of noise. It was just Jeremy. Just apparently hard of hearing.
This is horrible.
So sleepy.
As Bo was carrying Jeremy to a probably down into the servants' dining room where we could have a lot of light, I will follow along and put pressure on any bleeding spots, cover his eye.
So you carry him down to the big table in the kitchen. Essentially, would be where the servants eat. To the kitchen. The maids. Oh, I forgot. Did I ever make Bo make a sanity check for the thing? No. It's a retroactive sanity check for Bo and for Mrs. Bramley, because you've seen this thing once it was pitching on the ground.
I didn't go into the room, so
Not
I didn't
even
see it
when-
on the Twitch.
Not
Mm-mm.
when you came to help him just now?
No, he was going out of the room, the bedroom.
Okay. Alright. Bo, please roll me 1d6. It's /R. No, /R 1d6. You can. I'll let you roll your own if you want. I don't want you to blame for sanity loss. You're muted.
My apologies. /R and then D6.
1d6 or d6.
1d6.
I think.
I wrote it into the chat so you can copy and paste.
It's in Zoom chat, if that helps. Or we can take the 3.
Also, there's like on the left side, there's a.
Oh
Guys,
wait, no,
yeah,
let's
there you
not
go.
take the 3. 5 points of sanity lost. So as everyone else is
Perfect.
hurrying about this, dealing with this medical emergency, Bo still holding this club and clutched in your hand, sort of slightly out of it for a moment, because Bo, I need an intelligence check from you. I need to roll intelligence and see if you can fully absorb or take in what you've just killed and what you've just done. Yes, you do. I think this fits. What everyone else is was Fidelia is overseeing the maids, sort of attending to medical. Everyone else is hurrying downstairs. So Bo, you're standing. You kind of come to, sort of standing over the body of this thing. Everyone else has left you.
This thing ain't right. It's
Yes.
wrong.
As it lies on the ground, you swear for a moment, like clubbed through the centre of it, and the central mass is just pulp. A few of these eye-like structures remain, and as it lies on the ground, you watch as they twist round and focus on you. Its last remaining 3 or 4 eyes staring right up into its legs.
I step on it with my giant foot.
Is it
This
crushed
ain't right.
to pull?
This thing ain't right.
And you have lost 5 points of sanity.
Oh. Okay.
I'll be coming back with like a sack or something to dispose of the body.
Samuel hasn't actually left the room yet.
Are you not going? Are you not going to help with this medical?
I've absolutely no medical skills at all.
So who has taken Jeremy downstairs then?
Oh, I did.
You were still upstairs.
Would it be
How's your
James and Mrs. Bramley?
So James and Mrs. Bramley have taken him
Yep.
downstairs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
Okay.
I would have after addressing the girls, I would have followed whomever had Jeremy down to where we were taking care of him. And then I would have started, cleaning up the injuries. And if I could close off the injuries, I might take some kitchen twine or whatever that I use for stitching.
Yeah, make me a first aid roll. Samuel, you saw Bo kind of come out of this daze
And
and
squashed it.
just crushing this thing under. It was already very dead by that point.
Yeah.
But just
It's
stepping
okay.
forward to crush it.
No harm in making sure.
Yeah.
I'll use the shovel I brought with me, and I'll try to effectively scrape it up off the floor. And what I'll do is grab a pillowcase off the bed, assuming there'll be pillowcases to use as a sack type thing, and literally just try to scoop it what I can into it. Yeah.
Sorry, it gave me the shivers. Did you see the way it looked at me? It looked at me.
It won't look at you again.
No, it's pulpy, but it was dead in it. It looked at me, Sammy.
We'd probably need to burn this.
Disgusting.
I'll hopefully it's not dripping everywhere. I'll try to. Well, I'll head towards the medical emergency. I'll head with everyone else as just making sure we got the body up. Cleaning up can be done afterwards.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Fideli, you've managed to staunch the immediate bleeding.
And I want to clean up what I can to see how bad it is.
As you clean up, he's going to. I mean, the wounds around the edge of his face will heal, but probably scar, like where it was clawing around the edge of its face. The eye is gone.
Nothing I can do.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing anyone can do.
Jeremy's still awake while I'm doing all of this?
Yeah, I passed my constitution.
All right, I'm talking to him as I'm cleaning up. So Jeremy, it looks like these things, and as I'm cleaning up, I'm touching it. These are going to be okay. It looks like this might take a little bit longer to heal, but I can't do anything about the eye. No, Dr. Cannon. Sorry, you've lost it.
Jeremy just makes. He's not saying anything to you though. Just wincing in pain, trying to keep it together, trying not to scream. He probably grabbed something, cloth or a pillow or whatever is nearby to bite down on.
Missy, get me the laudanum. Laudium.
The laudanum?
That.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
From Miss Carter's cabinet.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
She'll understand.
She runs up, she comes back. There's not that much left. I think some of it's been used for something.
We have here. We'll get new ones.
And I help Jeremy to drink a good dose of it.
Randy.
I'll go grab a bottle.
Pain numbed and washed away a little with this dubious mix of laudanum and brandy. As the rest of you stood around as he drifts into unconsciousness.
Have we another room to put him in for the night, Mr. Hathaway?
I think, yeah. It's probably better if somebody keeps an eye on him. I'm not gonna sleep the night anyway. I'll take him in my bed.
I'll help carry him.
Mr. Hathaway,
Yeah.
he's my footman. I feel like I should watch him.
Sure.
I feel it might be my fault. This thing may have been outside earlier, and I didn't see it.
Oh, Bo, you know it's not your fault.
Well, I still feel like I'm responsible.
I mean, it's been eating its way through the building, right? Could have come from everywhere.
I got my club. I'll stand watch. But it could go somewhere else if there's more of them. Are there more?
Well,
Oh, I hope not.
I think it's probably only the one.
That's good. If he
Are you
wakes
sure
up,
it was an insect? It looked like it might have been a rat bite.
it was eyeballs, all eyeballs and feet. Don't know what it was. Sammy's got it in a sack, in a pillowcase, gonna burn it.
Good.
Don't burn anything like that in my kitchen.
I think he's gonna make a fire outside in the garden.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can hear this through my half-tortured slumber. Don't burn it.
What's
You
that,
can hear some of their
footman?
words
What'd you
walking
say?
down, yeah, and you hear him murmur.
What?
Don't burn it.
Why?
You don't burn what you don't know.
No, definitely burn it, just not in my kitchen.
No. If you burn it, you won't know what it is.
We see
Badger.
What's that, Sammy?
Oh, it's dead. That's what it is.
Hope so.
Well, if
It's
it,
not something I want to remember seeing.
Oh,
well, if it
look at
wasn't a rat, it must have been one of those exotic insects that came on ships. So just burn it, get rid of it.
I'm gonna.
I don't want it in my
kitchen.
kitchen.
It does sound like it could be one of those weird insects you hear about abroad.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
From the
No,
jungles.
I'm gonna push
I need
Jeremy
all
back
of you.
down.
No. I
You
need
need to
all of
sleep.
you. You need to listen. This place is crazy. It's obvious to me now. The worst thing that ever happened to me was working here. But none of your opinions matter because you didn't lose an eye. I did. Don't burn it. Because in this crazy place, whoever actually runs it needs to know what it was. I can't stop you from burning it, but if you do, you're a bunch of damned fools. Damned fools.
And I'm
he just
going to
passes out.
gesture. Yeah, I was just going to gesture to Missy to bring the Londolin back over.
The last of it. I think he's out though.
He'll fit quite well in here.
Miss Safway, should I carry on with burning it?
Please, please. I don't want it in my kitchen. I don't want it coming back.
Probably a good
All
way to
right.
make sure it doesn't come back.
Give me a moment. I'll burn it outside. And I'll go out and I'll note down, describe how it looked, make a sketch, jot down some notes, and then I'm gonna burn it on an open fire in the garden in the early morning.
We probably have somewhere in the garden to burn stuff.
Yeah, the sun starts to come up as you burn the remains. James has taken notes. And as the remains upstairs on the floor are scrubbed away, what are you going to do about the holes in the plasterwork?
I think we're gonna have somebody work on those. Some contractor or something.
It would be one of you, probably.
Oh, well,
This is what you have servants for.
right,
Yes.
I remember. Well, Bo, you can, you're good with your woodworking, right?
Woodworking, sir?
We need the holes closed in the walls that it went through.
could probably patch them up, but they won't look like they should. I could maybe put a piece of wood over it and nail it on. But I ain't no carpenter, sir. Beg your pardon.
Yeah, none of us are.
Holes are out of sight anyway under the beds by the look of it, so shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, just nail them shut, so that no other rodent is getting through there.
We'll have
Yeah.
Jenny check each room to make sure there's no holes in any other rooms.
Can someone come with me?
I'll come with you, Sammy. Let's go check it out, Sammy.
Yeah, I'll go as well, checking the rooms.
Alright. As you search the house, you find... Actually, give me a spot hidden, actually, both of you. Let's see what you find. You don't find any holes.
Can Jenny help us? Can she also look? She's going to be the one to find it for sure.
You don't find any other holes.
Looks like we took care of it, Sammy.
Looks like it's just the one.
I'm going to confess my woodwork is shoddy as possible. It might not even be straight. A couple bent nails, just not good at it.
Enough to keep the rats out. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Probably not. They're resourceful creatures. Jeremy, you come to very afternoon, the day after. It's been a hazy mixture of painful dreams, and you awake for a moment from what you think is a nightmare, and then you realize how much of that nightmare was real. You can feel the pain of the injuries and most of all the throb in the socket where there used to be an eye.
My first fucking day.
Yeah, you're really bad luck.
Fuck you. But yeah.
You don't need to worry. We're gonna take care of you.
That's what has me worried. I need to go to the actual hospital. And see some real doctors. And you're sending the bill here.
Well, question here is, the people who are actually in charge of this household and its accounts are away, but James, I think you are the authority in their absence. What are you going to do about this situation? Are you going to take him to the hospital and take the bill from the society accounts, or try and get the...
Sure.
Assume that the people who actually whose money it is will...
I'm assuming so. I've known them for long enough to be very certain that that should be all right. And also, tell him about the cottage that there is to recuperate if he would like to. You know, that he doesn't have to stick around with us, but...
Are there doctors there?
On the cottage? I don't think so, but you should probably, you could do that after you're healed up as far as the hospital's concerned.
The cottage is the country estate. There's a skeleton staff of like a housekeeper and probably a couple of other members of staff to keep the place running. But yeah, it's essentially a country house, if one in some level of disrepair.
Yep.
I will go to the hospital. I will tell them I was attacked by some type of creature in an alley, and I didn't wake up fully because I was drunk. They will send the bill here, and then I will go to this bloody college, and I hope I will be surrounded by more competent people than you fucking want. Take me to the goddamn hospital now.
Sure. We'll take him to the hospital.
Yes. Question is he dismissed from his position, or are you keeping him on as a member of staff in the household?
If he
Offering
would
him the
like to,
option.
he can still serve. I mean, his three-dimensional vision is going to be a bit problematic with just one eye, but putting plates on a table should still be things that he could be doing.
Jeremy,
If he wants to.
would after Jeremy's first day, you've been offered a continuance of this position, as he sat there in the hospital ward. I mean, you probably don't spend much time there because there's not really much they can do. In that, for starters, they haven't really figured out antibiotics. So against infection, there's a limited amount that they can actually do about this.
I sent you a message, but yeah, he would definitely stay. And he's just gonna hope that the creepy Cthulhu bug didn't get him infected.
So, as Jeremy is sent to get some proper medical attention. So it was sort of painful to read. Having had an interesting first day, the remaining members of staff, I mean, the question is Mr. Fairborn, are you carrying on with your intention to retire soon? Or are you bringing it forward or pushing it back?
I think he'll stay until there's a replacement he's trained up for the post. So he wouldn't want to leave his garden in the hands of someone who'd be useless at it. He'd want to make sure he's got a competent successor. He'd feel obligated because of the length of time he's worked with them. He wouldn't want to pass it off to anyone.
And how much do you intend to tell the members of the society about what happened when they were away?
100%. I will just write everything down that happened, the additional costs incurred because of what happened, and including the suspicion that I have that whatever it wasn't the damn statue that fell down.
I mean, the statue was only this.
I mean, sure. But that's kind of a coincidence to have that statue broken and then suddenly this creature showing up. I heard too much to assume that was a coincidence.
Sounds an awful lot like that flask incident that happened, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was also a weird thing where people talked about fog monsters. I don't remember.
Yeah, remember that at the time you were one of two footmen. The other footman died in that incident.
Yeah.
Would you have discussed with Mr. Fairburn and with Bo the statue theory?
I would not, I think.
Okay.
Because there's nothing a lot of us can do about that. Now, I think I'm the one with the most idea of what's happening, and I have no clue whatsoever. So,
Mr. Fairburn is quite happy in not knowing anything.
exactly.
Bo
It's just
will
like
now. Go ahead.
It's just like a note with all the scribbles and in hopes that somebody can. I've basically sketched the entire creature and stuff like that. So maybe the society can do something about that.
James at drawing.
About as good as I am. So basically, yes. But yeah.
Give me a roll for. Hang on, what's the base?
Probably a percent. That one.
As I check, give me
I think the base is
roll. I think the
percent.
base is 5 or 1 or something.
Yeah,
Give me a roll as I just.
I'm just gonna go get a roll. Oh, wrong. I was like, why is nothing happening?
5% base. Yeah.
I mean, that is technically the possibility that nobody can read that.
Yeah.
At least you wrote a description.
It's a description. Yeah. The actual drawing of the thing does not fully capture.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
basically
only saw this thing briefly before it got smashed.
Yeah, and there's like arrows to it, and then there's like a lot of eyes next to it, and then a whole lot of legs, insectoid, like just words next to like a childish sketch of a spider. Yeah.
So,
I think Bo will develop a habit that may last for years of listening to walls when he walks into the house.
Oh. Mrs. Bramley is probably going to not care one way or another since she didn't actually see the thing, and she is fairly clueless about everything that goes on upstairs anyway.
And may she stay that way forever for the sake of the scones.
Yeah.
God bless those scones.
And so, apart from the unfortunate injury of the newest member of staff, the servants, things have returned back to almost as normal as they always are. For now. We'll see in the future how life continues to treat these servants. I feel that some of these may be characters that might make appearances again, either with as proper player characters, or of course popping up again with my dreadful attempts in futures. I'm gonna have to get you back as Bo if Bo ever features in as a major part, because I cannot do that voice. It's an excellent voice and I cannot do it. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. But next week, we're going to find out what were the society members doing whilst this was all going down. Where were Mortimer and Franco and company called away to? Will they ever be coming back? There's always a chance they won't. And then I think after that we'll find out what's been going on with those chasing down Mr. Patton in France. Because Morgan had gone to France, and I believe potentially Maddie as well, if she actually speaks French. We'll see how that pans out. And then of course, there's all the various dangers circling. And the society's whispering the darkness. There's still some Belfonts left. And there's plenty of trouble yet to come for the London Esoteric Society. So, it is a little earlier than usual, but that is where we're going to leave things off for tonight, because you dispatched that creature with quite great efficiency and it didn't get a chance to run off again. It almost did.
Well done, Sammy. Holding it up. Perfect.
Home run.
Yes.
That was fun. Lots of fun.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Great to have you back again.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Great job, Mr. Ditton. Just cursing us out and begging for the hospital.
He absolutely. I was like, how would a 19-year-old react to this with his background? And that's the best I could come up with on the fly.
Very fair.
Look,
Is he gonna come back for the food?
Yeah, he'll be back.
He's not got a lot of possibilities, right? Without one eye.
Yeah, he was down an eye, and this was his big break in life. So that should tell you how good things were going for him before he even got here.
Oh, sword.
Yeah.
I feel like the more episodes we're in, the quicker we're gonna die. So maybe don't bring Bo back quite yet unless you want to use it.
Yeah. Bo's just around, usually staying on the periphery of things. This is the closest I think he's got to the action.
Getaway driver.
This is why he drives so fast now. He knows what's coming. He knows what's behind.
Oh yeah.